Hi, beautiful souls. I have another reading for you. What? 2 readings in 1 week? Yes, 2 readings in 1 week. Can you believe it? I actually have been wanting to get more readings out more frequently. And so this is me showing up to do that. But I'm also going to be experimenting with different types of readings and playing with longer ones, shorter ones, kind of mixing it up. I mainly do videos because they're fun for me. I really enjoy the creative process and you get to come along for the ride, which I also really love. So my goal is to create a community of people who are on here and we can do lives together, maybe do some readings live, and do other things. So I'll be brainstorming and you'll see more as time goes on. But what I did today that's different is I angled the camera down toward the table while I got the cards out so that you could see me getting the cards out on the table. And so I already recorded that. That is ready to go. And I'm going to insert that video clip into this video. So what you'll see is this cutting to that clip next, and I'll be here when you get back. Okay, so as you can see, your underlying energy for this reading, which kind of is the energy that punctuates the reading as a whole, the cards that were at the bottom of the decks, are the Fool and the Strength card. This is amazing to me because they're both major arcana cards. And what it tells me is that you're in a major chapter of your life right now. Major arcana cards are cards that signify big shifts in someone's life. Minor arcana cards signify more of the day-to-day stuff going on, the day-to-day energy. And all tarot is doing is picking up on energy. So the fact that you got 2 major arcana as your underlying energy is really powerful to me. And the first card on the table is also major arcana. With the Fool, it's a new beginning, but it also means that there's already been an ending of some sort in order for this to happen, or you already know that there's one coming. And what the Strength card is saying to me is that this particular chapter that you're moving into is one that is going to allow you to tap into a whole new version of you, one that is really working on setting fear aside in order for you to show up as your full self. And I want to say your full sovereign self because you have, I'll get to it, but you have the King of Swords here too. The way that card is feeling to me in this reading is a sign of sovereignty. I'll explain what I mean, but you have the Star as the first card on the table, and it's also major arcana. So this reading is opening with major arcana and the underlying energy is as well. So major changes happening in your life. The Star, let's see if I can cover up. Sometimes YouTube will censor some of the cards for having some nudity on them. But the Star is one of the best cards in the tarot. It is all about wish fulfillment. So in this new chapter, it's you really wanting to go after something that is major for you, something you're super excited about, something that really lights you up. And it's also, this card really signifies to me a new beginning after a period of difficulty. It's the light that follows the dark. And so I had clarifying the Star, the King of Swords, as I mentioned. And the King of Swords showing up underneath the Star felt to me a lot like somebody stepping into their sovereignty as they are reaching for their star, whatever that may be, whatever has you excited. It is something that allows you to align deeply with your sovereign self, and that is part of what is allowing you to step up in this new way. And then next to that is the Ten of Cups. I like to think of Ten of Cups as essentially your version of heaven on earth. It is your complete happiness at all levels of your life, relationship, home, work, all the things, because there only are 10 cups. So 10 of Cups is the maximum. It means that you are aiming for complete legacy level happiness and joy, and you're in this sovereign position as you aim at that. You're entering this reading with this really dreamy, beautiful, like powerful energy. The second card to come out was the Ten of Swords. It's so interesting because we have the Ten of Cups, Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is an ending. It's a painful ending. And that's why I was saying, you know, you have the Fool as your underlying energy because you already experienced this, or this is underway right now. This is not something that you wouldn't know about. It's something that is, because the Fool is underlying and that's your new beginning, it means that this is already in play. So you have an idea in your mind already, if this reading is for you, what your ending was about, in what area of your life the ending is occurring or occurred. And so you've let go of something. And I want to say that for some of you, it's a person. The reason I say that is because clarifying that you did have this Knight of Cups come out. And so it feels as though this is a relationship, but it can be an ending in some sort of Knight of Cups energy that's not a person. And Knight of Cups is passionate energy. So if there is something in your life that felt like it had been a passion and it no longer aligns for you, it could be pertaining to that as well. It could be signifying that your passion has shifted and that you've decided enough with that. I'm moving into a new chapter. In order to really align with my deepest knowing, I'm going to completely close the door on that so that I have all of my energy to pour into this other thing. Whether it's a person or an energy that is not human, this is you to me. And she is not looking at all at the Knight of Cups. She has lost interest. There is a turning away from, and that is why this happened. There was a realization. You listened to your feelings, and you did not bypass them. You allowed yourself to fully feel the truth, which was whatever this was is no longer working. It was no longer working for you, and it needed to end. So what I sense is either if this was a person, they are in a state of recovery from that. If this is not a person, and if you had to turn away from what had been something that was passionate for you at one point in time and no longer is, this is you resting. This is a sacred rest period. And it allows you to really prepare for what's coming next. It's sort of like the pause in between the previous chapter and this one. It's like you're not going to dive right in. You're going to give yourself some time. What results from that, either for you or for them or both, is a complete heart opening, a brand new, passionate beginning. And really, like it should, right? Because what you're aiming for is this 10 of Cups. This is the Ace of Cups. This is like the beginning as you head in that direction. In fact, I'm just noticing the swooshing here, that this is what becomes this as you build over time. That is where you're headed now that you have tapped into your true knowing. Because what happens when we fully align with our knowing, this energy, when we really tap into this, it's sort of like heaven and earth move to make things happen. And so there is this ability to go from this heart-opening fresh start to abundance really quickly. The energy supports that happening, is what I'm saying. And what came next is this Six of Swords. Six of Swords is moving on after a difficult chapter. And that makes sense, right? Like after your rest, you go from the 10 of Swords to the 4 of Swords, resting, and then we're moving on. We're moving on. We packed up our stuff. We are ready for the new chapter. There are calmer shores ahead. And clarifying that as a 7 of Wands, this is a really protective vibe. This is you in your center, knowing exactly where you're going. It is you protecting yourself from outside hostile energies, potentially. That's what these wands aiming at her suggest. She's got her face turned away from that. She's even got her eyes closed. You know, actually, as I'm looking at this, I'm getting a little bit more backstory. Because remember, this was a passionate, if it's not a person, this was a passionate thing for you at one time, a passion project of some sort, something that really lit you up at one time. But there's something that shifted that led you to no longer feel that way, either regardless of whether it was a relationship or a project of some sort. There was something that made it so that it was no longer feeling like that anymore, right? And so what that creates is conflict. And that's what I'm seeing here. And she's got her head turned completely away from it. She's not interested in entertaining any of it. She is in her center. She's in her zen, in a zen place, which is exactly where you would need to be in order to really succeed. She's protecting herself. She's even in a bubble, so there's boundary. There is boundary here. And inside her bubble, she is just zenned out. She's focused on what's coming. And then the next card that came out for you is the Ace of Cups. And interestingly, we already had the Ace of Cups, 2 different decks. So definitely new beginning, heart-based energy. It's a heart-opening time for you. And for some of you, I feel as though it's a heart-opening time in terms of opening yourself back up to love. For others, it's a heart-opening experience to open yourself back up to excitement and love-based pursuit of what it is that you're going for. It's a heart-led place either way. But the fact that it came out twice is really powerful. When I see a card show up twice in 2 different decks, what it tells me is either double the energy, like the universe saying, I meant what I said, or it's 2 separate heart openings, 2 different events happening. So take it as it applies. Maybe you have a couple things going on. But along with that, there seems to still be some anxiety. It's the 9 of Swords. There's a lot of swords on the table, by the way. Cups and swords. You're sort of caught between your head and your heart. That's what it tells me. The fact that this is a heart-based opening times 2, either 2 of them or times 2 in power, tells me that where you're headed, this new beginning, is a heart expansion, and that you're trying to move away from a chapter that was dominated by a lot of worrisome thoughts. Swords are thoughts. And more into your heart, sort of learning how to drop in and lead your life from that place. I wonder if that's what this transition is so much about. It's like, if we could name this next chapter, it might be called something like, and then she learned how to lead with her heart. That sort of thing. That it is like spiraling thoughts, overanalyzing, getting caught in your head. No more room for that. We're going to drop into the heart. That never worked anyway. That didn't bring me the happiness that I wanted. That led me to no longer even feel passionate about what it was I was doing, or it led to the death of this relationship if it was a relationship. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the page, start a new chapter, and I'm going to be heart-led. And yet this reading ends with worry. She's in bed and she's not able to sleep. She's just keeping herself up all night with worries. And that's real. Like, we're human beings. We're not robots. Just because we've decided that we're ready to live in a way that is more in alignment with our heart and our desires does not mean that we're never going to have a night like this. It doesn't mean that we're going to never worry again. So it's very real to me that you have 2 Ace of Cups. You have the 10 of Cups. You have all these cups, heart-based stuff, and lots of swords. And we end with the Ace of Cups being clarified by the 9 of Swords. So you are straddling both worlds right now. And that is a really normal place to be when you're in the process of transitioning from one way of living your life to another. So be patient with yourself. Give yourself time to figure this out. And even when you thought you had it figured out, give yourself more time, because you're still going to be human then too, right? You're doing a great job. The fact that you are experiencing a heart opening, it's sort of like a spiritual awakening, tells me that you've done a lot of hard work and you walked away from something that was not serving you. So that is amazing. Something I was noticing is that if you are in this rest place, if you have experienced the ending of something and you're in a place of rebooting, getting ready for the new beginning, this is right in the middle of those 2 processes. On the table is this card signifying rest. It's not just rest though. If you look at the background in this card, there are two figures back there. I don't know if you can really see it, but it basically signifies spirit. It basically symbolizes our relationship with spirit, our spiritual selves. I think it's an invitation to really lean on that, because that's going to help this. It's going to help this feeling of overwhelm, to know that you are fueled so powerfully by the divine. It's going to help you take bold, brave steps, tapping into your power to begin again in this heart-led way of living. Amazing. It's just beautiful. And then, as you saw at the end of me getting all the cards on the table, I did draw a oracle card for you. And what we got is turn over a new page. Let love lead the way for change. How amazing is that? I mean, we were just talking about that. That's incredible. I don't know if you can tell, but she's crying. She has a tear rolling down her face. And so she's been through the ringer. She's been through a lot. You too. You too. And so it's speaking directly to that. And also with let love lead the way, speaking to this heart opening, heart expansion that's happening for you. This card really sums it up. So I wanted to read some of what this card means. I won't read all of it, but we can definitely get an idea. So there's a little quote first. I'll read the quote and then I'll dig into what the card says. So the quote is, "Show me your grace and I will forget all that I hold. Let the wind blow away the harvest that has burned. Now that I have given my heart and devotion to love, let the flood of tears upend my foundation and take it away." Why? Because that foundation was not stable. If it wasn't built on heart, it wasn't stable. It was bound to come down at some point anyway, right? And so after that quote, it says, "Consider this as an opportunity to turn over to a new page." This card recommends that you tell the wind to blow away the feeling of attachment and to open your heart to receive the energy of love that's like a fragrance in the air. Let it surround and shelter you with a pure love you've never known before. Now is a good time for you to pause and reflect on your current path. Are you headed in the right direction? Are you happy with the progress you've made in the past year or so? If you feel there's any room for improvement, let go of your fears and concerns and begin to make some changes. This oracle's message for you is to focus on and gain enjoyment from your personal connections. Open your heart to love and embrace any opportunity, essentially, that makes you happy, because it lists a bunch of things. So open your heart to love and embrace the opportunities that surround you. And the thing is, when you open your heart to love, you attract opportunities that are a perfect match to that. And so be on the lookout for that, right? Like that, I think that's part of being heart-led in the way that you approach life, is that you then have to see all the different things that come across your field of awareness and recognize that they might have shown up because you are pulling in new opportunities, because you're leading from this heart-based energy. The heart chakra is extremely powerful in terms of its ability to magnetize. It's more powerful than the other chakras. So if you are going to lead from that place, expect to draw in some pretty amazing things. I love that the Strength card, again, has a heart. She's wearing a heart locket, because even in your strength, you're learning how to keep your heart front and center, which is so beautiful. Okay, I didn't say what I was doing, did I? I'm getting you an angel number. Your angel number is 888. I'm going to read it to you. One stage of your life is coming to an end. This is a sign to give you a warning so you can prepare. This numerical sequence means that you are in a stage of ending an emotional or career fluctuation or a relationship. In addition, it also refers to the wheat that has ripened. In other words, don't delay in taking action or enjoying the fruits of your hard work. Yes. So it's so amazing that you got an angel number that signifies endings. I mean, what I always notice about angel numbers that involve eights, and you have 888, is that they are on their side, infinity signs. So it is the ending, but also the beginning. That is infinity. What the symbol means is sort of like this ongoing process. When you turn the page, it also implies that you're starting the next chapter. So you are in the middle of that infinity loop right now, and it's an amazing place to be. I bow to you. I wish you the best. Remember to keep that heart open. Be gentle on yourself. Remember to rest. Remember that you may need to erect some new boundaries. Be very protective of your energy, because you're like the little sprout that has just popped its head out of the dirt. And we need to shelter and protect that so that you can continue to grow into this brand new beginning. I hope this was helpful, and I'll get another one out for you soon. Bye.